My name's Matt and I'm the Operational Director for Kingston Church's Action on Homelessness. 5 years ago that the Vicar of St Peter's Church here, he approached me because he had the idea of a permanent night shelter in his church hall, but also offices for KCAH. Because we felt that with the development of the Kingston Town Centre where we were based, in the centre of Kingston, we thought this was an opportune moment to sort of plan ahead and move offices that way, because if we'd stayed there we could have ended up being homeless ourselves. Okay, so I think it was probably a couple of years ago, back in 2015, that I first approached Kate and Colin at Superhighways and made them aware that we were going to move. And so the conversation started from there about what we would possibly need in new offices, which are a much different space to what we had before. And also because they're almost bespoke offices, we had the opportunity to fit it out with better sort of space and more sockets and IT stuff. They really advised us on what we needed so that we were able to go to the electrician that fitted this office out and really kit it out in the way that we wanted. So that really helped. So the planning stage was 2 years ago, and then as we got closer to the date, it was also of moving in. It was also about getting Superhighways in for the move and making sure that all our PCs, all the internet was up and running so that we could almost move in, and hopefully the idea was to move in seamlessly and get up and running as quickly as possible so that our services weren't affected. Well, the first challenge that we had actually was when the removal men had packed everything up, and we planned to put everything in the right boxes and everything like that. So first of all, it's about unpacking and making sure that everything's in place for when Superhighways come in, because they want to set it up. So that's partly the logistics on our part to make sure that all went as smoothly as possible. But then it was Colin that came in to set us up. He was actually walking into a building site. The offices weren't ready, but he overcame that. He thought outside the box, and in actual fact, although our server, for instance, wasn't able to go where it should be, he was able to overcome that kind of thing. There was also the cabling that was needed as well. So there were things that needed to be done in the weeks to come, but we were able to be up and running within a day, 24 hours of moving in here, so that all the core staff had a computer that had internet, and the phones were working as well. Well, obviously we're dealing with trying to resolve people's issues when they're in housing crisis, and we're getting, for our drop-in service, we're getting up to 50 people, new clients a month. So it's really important that we're able to communicate with other agencies. That means having the telephones up and running, but also internet is essential, because and email, because most of our correspondence and communication, a large part of it is with email correspondence, to try and link in with the other agencies that can maybe have the solution for our clients to resolve the crisis that they're in. Well, I really love where we are now. It's great for our clients. It's a much warm, welcoming place to work in, and so that's good for the clients. It's also good for our staff as well. So it was a really good move, and just the fact that Superhighways had a contribution in that, I'm really grateful.